It's my birthday. So obviously, I'm not going to throw a sale, but I am going to ask that you buy some books. I started Science Fiction Daily because I wanted to expose people to cool science fiction. So for my birthday, I'm giving you some of my favorite sci-fi book recommendations, some of which you might have followed this year. I read Snow Queen, incredible book, super underrated 80s sci-fi. This is for sale. The Mote in God's Eye. It's an excellent first contact. It's war with aliens, and they're very weird and have 3 arms. Down Below Station is one of the most atmospheric books I've ever read. I fell in love with C.J. Cherryh now 4 times. She's one of the best sci-fi authors ever. I love her. Buy this. It's really good. Now, this is kind of cheating. I'm giving you 10 recommendations, but Hyperion and Fall of Hyperion, due to the cliffhanger end of Hyperion, I kind of bundle these together when I sell them because it's cruel to just have the first book. This is arguably my favorite sci-fi book, Hyperion and Fall of Hyperion. It is so good. I can't stress enough. It's Canterbury Tales in Space plus so much more. If you have read any of these, drop what you think of them in the chat. Don't dissuade people from buying them, but tell me if you like them. Of all of the aliens in all of science fiction books, A Fire Upon the Deep has these things. I think they're called the Tines. It's been like 5 years since I read it. But they're like a bunch of little lion puppies that run around in groups of 5 that all think and talk together. Super lovable. One of my favorite concepts, zones of thought. Some parts of the universe have different laws of gravity, and that's why sometimes it doesn't seem like there's anybody there. It's because the physics of the universe hit them differently. Love this book. It's for sale. Can't go wrong with it. Any gift, if you're a sci-fi collector and you love science fiction, give this book to people. It's so much fun. Old Man's War. You grab it for sale now. Old School Time. The Moon is a Harsh Mistress. Everybody knows Robert Heinlein is an OG, one of the most famous sci-fi authors ever. This is my go-to. The Moon is a penal colony. There's AI. It's classic old school sci-fi, but it's really good. Can't go wrong with that. All right. Arguably one of the best first sentences of all of sci-fi, Neuromancer by William Gibson. This is the birth of cyberpunk. And speaking of cyberpunk, for my birthday, I have convinced my fiance to watch Matrix Reloaded, Matrix Revolutions, Animatrix. This is so old. I'm not kidding. There's actual dust on these DVDs. But we go watch them tonight. Last but not least, one of my absolute favorite sci-fi books. You cannot go wrong. It has one of the greatest characters in the history of science fiction. I can't stress enough, Pandora Star. Buy this book. You will not be mad about it. In other news, I got an interview coming up with... this book hit me out of left field and I'm still recovering. It's called Three Ezekiel by Peter Cadron. Amazing Australian sci-fi author. If I just butchered his name, you can tell me live how to say it right. But I'm going to be doing an interview with him. He is like a specialist in writing first contact sci-fi, which if you can't tell from that stack is kind of my jam. And last but not least, Ian M. Banks, that's his sci-fi name for his sci-fi books. He has passed, but I firmly believe he wrote some of the best science fiction ever. And The Algebraist is one of the most brutal, gruesome, intense. I'm now in the alien section, and the aliens are super cool. I'm probably about here on the book, and I'm loving it. I'm eating it up like candy. I'll report back, probably do a review on this. Really excited to talk about Three Ezekiel. It's my birthday. Buy some books. I hope you have a wonderful mid-September vibes going on right now. And wish my dear beloved luck, because she's only seen The Matrix and everyone's told her the sequels suck, but we got to get ready for Resurrections. So my birthday, my rules for a night, we're watching The Matrix Reloaded, Revolutions, and the Animatrix. And she's looking at me like I'm crazy, but we'll see what I get away with. All right, thanks again.